folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Neverwhere, Issue 8 by Vertigo. Now, there is fighting, attempted murder, some weird shit, and a big beast in this one, so if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, here's the team. So, when we left off the Lady Door, Richard, and Hunter in issue 7, they have arrived at the latest floating market that's held on this really bloody big ship. And Dora was certain that the Marquise de Carabas was going to be waiting for them. And he was there, but brought dead by scavengers. I called them, what did I call them last time? But yeah, they're the scavengers, basically. They flush things out of the river and sell them, especially dead relatives back to, or dead people back to their relatives. Lovely bunch. So that's where that ended. Oh, and also we learned that the Angel Ilsington was behind the murder of Dor's family, and he wants Dor brought to him with the key that she acquired. Okay, so we start off this issue with Richard, Lady Dor, and Hunter walking around the market. And Richard describing it was a carnival, it was Maya de Gras, it was the whole bunch, I assumed, like really big and loud events. And after 10 steps, Richard was already sick of it. And it's like, how are we supposed to find the Marquise de Carabas in all of this? And then she said, oh, don't worry, he'll find us somehow. And then Dora notices someone that she knows, and she yells, Hammersmith, and it's a big, well, I assume blacksmith, a really big, muscular dude. And he's like, the Lady Door. And he picks her up and hugs her, and she said, I heard of what happened to your family. You know, if you need my fists, if you need my hand to avenge your family, it's yours. And she said, first I need to find who to avenge. And then she tells Richard and Hunter, why don't you go get us some food? We have a long journey ahead. And Richard's like, but the Hunter says, come on, Mayhew, let's go. And Richard's like a family friend. And she said, it seems so. Why do you care? Well, if Richard was a little, I don't know, what, jealous there? I don't think so. Maybe he was just concerned. So, yes, then Dora starts, we don't see why, but she starts talking to the man about something and showing him the key that she found. Then, oh wait, there's always so much is happening in the last two issues. Okay. Ah, alright. Then, we see the Birdman. Let me just tell you, his name is, Biley, maybe Biley. I'm just gonna keep calling him Birdman. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So Birdman's there. He's there to get the corpse of the Marquise de Carabas. And he knows that the scavengers, if you show too much eagerness, they'll triple the price. So he walks so casual. One of the scavengers like, oh, we have this lovely dead dog. We have this bike pump, and he's like, yeah. And then Birdman said, oh, how about that corpse over there? It looks like a Marquise. And he says, oh, do you know him? It'll be a ransom for his body to tell that to the family. And he says, never seen him in my life, but I'll take him. And then they argue about the price, 3 coins, or 5 coins, 3 coins. And he says, okay, 3 coins in this bottle of Chanel. And Scavenger's like, deal. So, and also, Birdman said, also, give me that thing too, those wheels. So he loads up the Marquise de Carabas on a cart. I think he probably bought the cart too. He loads them up on the cart. He said, "Okay, come on, my lovely, let's go." I don't know if he's talking to the Marquise or to what. In the background, you see the scavenger drinking the Chanel perfume. Then we move back to Richard and yeah, Richard and Hunter. They near a food stall with some curry. There's like curry with meat and without, and Richard's like all apprehensive. What kind of meat is that? And then the guy tells him, "Oh, some kind of rat with bone." And they say, "Okay, we'll take the vegetarian kind then, without the meat." So they take three plates. They're walking away, and then Richard sees Mr. Vandermeer, and then he throws his curry at him, and he's like, "Quick, run, Hunter!" And then before Genshi grabs, it's like, "Richard, calm down." Or Mayhew, calm down. This is the market. There's the truce. If they try to lift a finger here on us, they will be the end of them. So there's this agreement that you do not start any fights in the market, or else I take it probably everyone jumps at you and kill you for it. So the Mr. Crops next to him, like, yeah, we're just here doing some shopping. I actually have something to sell. Is this weapon? It's got a really good grip to it. He keeps talking mainly to Hunter. She says enough. And no, Mr. Vandermeer's like all full of curry. And, yeah, Mr. Goff said we're not here to kill right now. And then she tells, and then Dora. Then Hunter leads Richard away. So, and she tells him, "Do not tell the Lady Dora about this. It would only upset her." Which seems like a stupid thing to do. You should tell her. Okay. Let me just have a look. Alright. Then we go back to the Lady Door. She thanks Hammersmith for his work. Now the key that she has, that she got, has a chain to it. And I wonder if that's the only thing that he done for her while those two are away. Because I get this feeling that she asked them purposefully to go get food. She wanted she wanted them to leave so she can ask him to do something. I don't think it was just a chain. I don't remember if that was part of it in the book, but I get a feeling she asked him something else as well. But anyway, she thanks him and he says, "No payment. It was my pleasure to do this service for you, my lady." And then Richard and Hunter return. They said, "Oh, good, you came back with the food. I'm starved. What did you get?" And then he says, "Oh, we brought this curry, but..." And Hunter says, "But ours is gone already. So here, Lady Door, this is for you." So she sits down and starts eating and tells him, "All right." And she asks Hunter, "Where's this down Abbey, or what was it that the Angel Islington told them they have to go to? Do you know where it is?" She asks Hunter. "I know it's east." And she said, "Yes, I do, but we'll need ropes and climbing gear." And Dora's like, "Okay, looks like we have some shopping to do." And then she says, I think I almost got it. That I almost, because the truth, it wants to come out, so it starts to shine bright and become obvious. I'm paraphrasing here, but that's what she's saying. Is you see the key hanging on her from her neck, and then she says this. We go to the Marquise de Carabas and Birdman. Birdman's pushing him in the cart somewhere outside. And then he takes the box that the Marquise de Carabas gave him to guard, and inside of it is an egg. And then he takes it and says, "Oh, I don't get, I'm not gonna be fought myself for days after this." And then he takes, it's like this fork. It almost looks like a fork some doctors use where, Like you hit it and then it starts like vibrating a bit. That's what it looks like. So he places the egg on the Marquise de Carabas's chest, and then he takes the fork thing and he hits it, and then there's like whoa, and not an explosion, but like there's the ricochet from it all, and he moves a bit away, and the Marquise's body starts to lift up, and he starts making noise, and he starts moving. It's kind of like a cachet besmirtli a little bit with the egg thing, because that's where his heart was. So Ivanushka had to go and get that egg in order to kill him. But here, I don't know what exactly this is supposed to be. I guess I don't know what even. Was his soul in there? Was it something that could revive him? But anyway, um, yeah, the Marquise is now on the ground. He's vomiting blood and I don't know, something else. Maybe. I'm not sure why. And then he turns to the Birdman and says, "Don't just stand there, you old fool. Help me up." And like this is and Birdman's like, "This is the thanks I get. You're welcome." And the Marquise de Carabas said, "I think my throat has been slit." So he helps him up, and he's like, "Lend me your scarf." The Marquise tells him, and Birdman's like, "What was this all for? You know, what did you do all this for?" And he said, "Well, when people start to loosen their tongue around someone they know who is already dead." So this was an information gathering mission for him. So it's like he planned all of this ahead, probably. That's why he gave Birdman the egg to keep. So he gives him a scarf, and he said, "Did you bring weapons?" He asks him. He said, and Birdman says, "In the bag." And in the bag there are weapons, but the Marquise de Carabas, "This will not do it. This is not nearly enough." And then they go, I don't know, to not probably not to the maybe to the market, back to the market maybe. Marquise de Carabas has a coat on now, and he goes to the stall with weapons and asks about them. And then he tells the clerk, "I'll take all of this, and in return I'll owe you a big favor." There's also this like old Chinese weapon that I haven't seen one since the Opium Wars, where it shoots fire and stuff at you. So he takes all of this. He says, "Oh, you a big favor, his payment," and the clerk says, "This is a great deal, a great bargain. Please take it." Before that, he tells him, "Do you know who I am?" He said, "Of course, you're the Marquise de Carabas." Yes. Okay, and then and then Birdman asks, "What are you up to the Carabas?" He said, "None of your business." And Birdman says, "This is all the thanks I get." And the Marquise de Carabas says, "I owe you more than thanks." And he says, "If I live, I'll pay you. I'll pay you back if I survive." Oh, sorry, I skipped here something. But before that, when he says that he needs weapons, actually, and before he says that he needs weapons, the lady door, they reach the down street. There we go. That was the down street. And they knock. And Hunter knocks. It's this, the streets for the Royal Society for the Preservation of Cruelty to Houses. I have no idea. But anyway, yeah, that happens before that. Door, the hunter knocks. A man in a royal attire of a servant answers, and she says the lady door needs to come get inside of here. And then he says the lady may leave her card. These aren't the opening hours. And then she grabs him, knocks him inside through the door, and says, "Well, if I carve her name on you, you'll remember it." And Lady Door's like, "There's no need to hurt him, Hunter." And then they go in. Richard's like, "This is it." Where do we go now? And Hunter says, well, as the name implies, Mayhew, we go down. And as they go at the end of the corridor, we see there's a whole fucking vast, like, almost city. And yeah, they have to go down. And that's what the ropes are for. Then stuff happens with the Marquise de Carabas acquiring weapons. Then we move on back to them, and they're going down. Hunter explains how to do it. She ties all the ropes. She tells them they must go like this, and that shit. They step on, step only on stone, because again, it's all see there. Step only on stone or metal. And Richard says, I'm getting the hang of it. I didn't even ask if it was impossible. I can now think of 6 impossible things before breakfast. I wonder if that's a reference to Alice in Wonderland. But anyway, Richard, they all climb down, and Richard's talking about, how you can grasp all of this is just a matter of perspective. And then and then that's it. They finally reach down, and they're like, okay, now where to? And Richard, now where to go to? And now Hunter tells them, now we go through there. There's a maze there, and the Angel Ilsington's at the end of the maze, where the Beast of London is. And we need to get there in order to, so no one comes across the Angel easily. And we need to go there to find him. And then Richard's like, wait, this is a bit of a convenient coincidence that the beast is, like right where we need to go, and that's the beast you wanted to fight. And then suddenly Mr. Crop is there with Mr. Vandermeer and says, well, very well done, Mr. Mayhew. How very perspective of you. I didn't expect that. And they both approach, and he gives Hunter the weapon that he was holding in the market. And Dora's like, oh no, Hunter, oh no. And she said, I told you I had another commission, Lady Dora. You could have asked me about it, but you didn't. So that was Hunter's other commission. And I knew that she betrayed them. I was also not telling that, but I remembered that she betrayed Lady Dor. So she was also hired by the Angel Ilsington to follow Dor and bring her too. And in his payment, she was going to get the weapon to fight the Beast of London like she wanted to. And so and Mr. Crop, Mr. Vandermeer approach, and Richard quickly goes, if you lay one hand on Dory, system, I'm warning you. And then Mr. Vandermeer grabs him and starts choking. He says, just because you warned me, I'll make this extra painful. And he's starting to choke Richard, so he's going to gouge his eyes out as well. Before he can continue, get him, like do more damage, Hunter pushes the edge of the spear into his cheek and tells him, I've only been hired to bring one innocent to the slaughter, not 2. So either you take the Lady Dor or you stay here and fight me. And Mr. Crop's like, no, there's no need to be fighting among colleagues. We will go with the Lady Dor, and you'll stay here with Richard to make sure that the Lady Dor behaves. And they start leading her away, and Dor cries, help me, Richard, as he's there on the ground. I mean, to be fair, what can he do? He's not a fighter, and he won't be able to take on Crop, Vandermeer, and Hunter. That's it. They leave. Hunter opens the weapon, the spear. And then he looks up at Hunter and he tells her, you betraying bitch. And she said, oh, please, may you. And he says, she tells him, I told you my story is tied to my name, Hunter. And he said, yes, but you didn't tell me that you were just a junkie. This is all just a thrill for you. Junkies don't see anything beyond, the next hit, basically, is what he tells her. So yes, and he's right because that's what she wanted. She wanted the thrill of fighting this monster, the Beast of London, and she sold out door for this. And he says, "You disgust me." And then he says, "Oh, that's when I realized I made a mistake. I shouldn't have, said that because of Hunter's uneasiness and what she has done, betraying Door. But now she's gonna wash that uneasiness away with my blood." And she only hesitating because the spear is a sacred weapon. And he said, "I won't look a gift horse in the mouth," because then the Marquise de Carabas shoots her with a bow, from a crossbow, with the crossbow that he bought. He shoots her in the hand, and he says, "Don't move, because I got this other Chinese weapon, and it's loaded. It's not accurate, but after it, there'll be not much left of you to bury." And he said, "Either kill me now or, and he said, "Nah, I like to keep my options open." And then he gives the crossbow to Richard and tells him to pick up the spear. And he tells Richard that the angel Ilsington is behind all of this. And at one point he wanted to kill the Lady Door, but then he changed his mind. And then he asks Hunter, why did he change his mind? And she said, "My commission is done. I got my payment. I will not talk about it." And he says, "Fine, there will be time for questions later." They start going into the maze. So the statue of the Beast of London is apparently a talisman that's needed to cross through the maze without the beast touching you. Mr. Crop and Mr. Vandermeer also had one. So they are walking with it, and Richard's like concerned, but the Marquise tells him, "Do not worry with this thing, even if it's breathing down your throat, your face, it will not hurt us." And then they have to go through a very thin ledge, and they cross it, but then Hunter uses the opportunity of the Marquise being distracted and knocks the talisman out of his hand, and then falls and breaks. And he said, "Now I regret my mercy. I should have killed you. You've doomed us all." And then she tells Richard to give her the spear. And she said, "Come on, what other, you have no other choice now but to rely on me. I will, to defeat the Beast of London." You can see her smiling, like, yes. And then the last panel is like, you see the beast coming out behind the rocks, like, all big and scary. And then that's it. To be concluded in issue 9. Okay, so first the cover. This is a very cool cover with a contrast, although the Angel Ilsington is all white, not baby blue in any way, but still it looks really fucking cool on the cover here. And then you see in the background, at first I was like, that's Birdman, and that's the Marquise de Carabas. That's him, wheeling him away. It's in the background like that. That's very cool. Oh, wait, let me just check that I got that wrong. Yeah, and she tells him, "I'm your only hope unless you believe you can face it yourselves." Okay, so there's the market. This is our Hammersmith guy. He's got green hair there. There's Birdman wheeling the Marquise. There's the egg I was talking about, you see. He's got it there. And there's the chain that he made. Yeah, you see, he does this, and I'm not sure, like, what happens exactly in the sense of, was a part of his soul there? Was it an egg that, if broken on you, can resurrect you, bring you back to life? There they are. You can see here. Over there. You see they're going down in this city. And there we go. And they encounter Mr. Crop and Mr. Vandermeer. You can see over here. And then there's the Marquise de Carabas. Oops, sorry. See, is coming to a door to Richard's aid. And now let me just show you the Beast of London. Look at that. That's a big one. See, Hunter's all excited. Oh, okay. So, the issue before the last one. Everything's finally coming to a conclusion. I have this, like, for some reason, nagging memory. The door somehow later fools the Angel Ilsington that she figures out that it was him. If I kind of remember that, but I'm not sure if I remember correctly or not. But I know the door will, yeah, she'll do something, and I think the Marquise de Carabas is gonna be there as well, but Hunter will not. I don't remember what happens there. If she stays behind or if she dies. I think she might die. But I know Richard is going to face off the Beast of London by himself in the end, and that and Richard tells the Marquise as they're walking with Hunter that he's seen the Beast in his dreams, and the Marquise is like, I believe those are called nightmares. So yeah, that's it. It's about to be concluded in the next issue. Oh, I'm so excited to see how it's gonna go and how they're gonna do the ending. Yeah, that, and also to remember what Ilsington's plan is. I don't remember what he wants to do. You know, does he want to be free? Is he imprisoned? I just can't remember. Because he couldn't, like Richard said before, as the Marquise told him that the angel's behind all this, but how can it be? You know, he had us in his grasp and said yes, but he needed you there physically. That was like more a spiritual one, not that you weren't physically there. So he needed the key. So the question is, of course, what's gonna happen? What is his plan? And what has Dor managed to figure out? Well, it'll all be revealed in the final issue, man. I'm really happy I bought this series, the comic series. I'm loving it. The art, the covers, the story. Well, I loved the story before. Yeah, we shall see what will happen with the Angel Ilsington, with Dor, with Richard. Will he go back to his old life? What will happen? All right, folks. So that is it. Let me know if you've read issue 8 of Neverwhere. What did you think of the story thus far? And remember, collect what you're passionate about, share it on YouTube. Bye!